Hi and welcome to Yoga Naraska. My name is Catherine. I am a yoga teacher and a person who has suffered from premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD, for about the last 15 years. If you're not familiar with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, you can check out my video here that describes the 11 signs and symptoms of PMDD, and I have lots of other PMDD resources here on my channel. I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you are interested in learning more about PMDD and the intersection of yoga and mental health. I also have a podcast called Yoga for Mental Health that discusses a lot of the same topics, and you can join me on social media under @YogaNaraska, so we can connect there and have some more conversations about these important topics. So you're probably here because you have PMDD. My condolences. I know what it's like, obviously, and it's not a very fun thing to live with. But because you have PMDD, I also know that you are an extremely resilient person. And although it's really hard sometimes, you do care for yourself and love yourself enough to take action to feel better even when times are hard. Personally, for me, yoga has been a great way to manage my physical and mental health, especially through all these ups and downs of having PMDD. Not only the physical practice of movement, but also the philosophy of yoga and, the mental health benefits of practicing regularly. I don't think yoga is going to cure your PMDD, but I think it's a really valuable tool in staying well in your PMDD journey and to loving yourself a little bit more, even though it can be hard. So my gift to you is this series of mini yoga classes. They're 20 to 30 minutes long, and I've tailored them for each phase of your menstrual cycle and the sort of different needs that you're going to have throughout your menstrual cycle. They're geared for all ages and abilities, so all you really need is your yoga mat and maybe some props, but I'll give you some direction on other things that you can use in place of props if you don't have them. And I just wanted to remind you that if anything doesn't feel good, please don't do it. I don't want you to hurt yourself or harm yourself. Just make sure that you are listening to your body. That's what yoga is all about, is connecting in with the mind and body. So if something doesn't feel right, feel free to take a different pose or come down to child's pose or do whatever you need to do to feel most comfortable. You can find a link to the playlist below down there, and make sure that you go over there and get that set up so you can have some nice music for your practice. You can open it in a separate window and just play this video and your music at the same time. So that's all I have to say for now. I hope you enjoy your practice, and I'll see you again at the end of this video. And welcome to the menstrual phase class of our Yoga for the PMDD Cycle series. This is the first in our series. This begins on day 1 of your cycle when you are beginning to bleed. Might not be the time that you want to do yoga, but it also really helps with blood flow, getting rid of those cramps and just connecting in with your body and starting to recover from the brutal luteal PMDD phase that we all know so well. So I invite you to join me for the next 20 to 30 minutes as we explore a couple poses. It'll be very chill, very easy. And to promote some rest and recovery in your mind and body, because we all know that PMDD is tough and you deserve this time for you. So thanks for being here. Okay, there's a playlist that goes along with this practice. It is in the link below or in the email. You can head on over there, open it either on a separate device or in the app on your computer or other device, and you can toggle the volume separately so that you're able to hear me and on this video and to hear your music at the same time. So just make sure that you have that ready to go. Feel free to pause this video to grab your mat, get your playlist in order, and come back when you are ready. Okay, so let's get this party started. I will hit my play button in 3, 2, and 1. All right, so again, make sure that you can hear me and you can hear the music at the same time. Do what you have to do to get those all synced up, and we will meet in a seated position on your mat. So you can sit cross-legged if that feels good. If you want to sit wide-legged or legs out in front of you, whatever feels right. You could probably do this part from a chair if you wanted to, or on a bed, as we just begin to meld our movements with the breath. So it's tall spine. Imagine all your vertebrae stretching in opposite directions, shoulders nice and relaxed away from the ears. Let's inhale, arms up and overhead. Gazing at the thumbs, exhale down to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down to the mat. So you can imagine this phase is sort of letting the old energy go, bringing new energy in, which is kind of what we're doing in this menstrual phase, isn't it? So moving at your own pace with your own breath. Last one. Exhale, hands down to the sides. Beautiful. Okay, let's do one more. Bring hands up to the top, but this time we're not bringing down the heart center. Let's take a little back bend. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. So keep a flat back until you get about halfway and then around through the spine, coming into a fold. You can either rest your head on your chin here, or you can make two fists, rest your forehead, or if you have the flexibility and you feel able, resting the head on the floor, whatever feels nice. No judgments. Just breathing deeply here. Seeing if you can empty your breath, drawing navel to spine to just make a little bit more space in that lower body for you to fold even deeper. Let's inhale back up through center. If you're sitting cross-legged, change your cross-leggedness. And then inhale to look back. Exhale to fold once more. Just because if we had our legs sort of crossed here, it's going to feel different on the hips. Let's inhale back up. Slight back bend. Arms down to the sides. All right, let's plant left hand. We'll bring right hand up and overhead. Gazing at the ceiling, turning the heart center up towards the sky. Breathing deeply. 2 more deep breaths here, stretching all the spaces in between the ribs. We inflate the lungs, deep breaths. 1 more. Exhale, bring right hand down. Inhale, left hand up. Same thing, spiraling the heart forwards and up, gazing upwards, breathing deeply. Two more breaths here. Exhale, back down. Let's flow side to side with the breath now. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, arm comes down. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, arm comes down. Feeling graceful, flowing with the breath. And coming back through center. Wonderful. Okay, so scoot your bum back just a little bit on your mat. We're going to send both legs out straight. Let's bring the left leg up. We'll lift the ankle over to the outside of the left knee. So we're crossing legs here. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Let's bring left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Left palm is facing outwards. We're going to twist our right hand behind us, looking over right shoulder, coming into a twist here. Breathing deeply. This is a nice twist if you have lower back pain during your period. Might also help us with a little bit of extra blood flow. Inhale, coming back through center. Let's unravel the legs. Bend the left leg, bring it up and over to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your right elbow to the outside of left knee. Your right hand faces to the left side wall of your mat, or of your room, I suppose. Left hand comes back behind the body. You are looking over left shoulder this time. Just relishing in this lovely spinal twist. Inhale, let's come back through center. Unravel the legs, take a deep breath in, slight back bends, gazes up. Exhale, let's forward fold over nice straight legs this time. So you might be reaching your toes, your hands might be on shins or on the floor. It's okay, whatever range of flexibility you have. We're not all super flexible, that's okay. Inhale, let's walk it back up. Spreading the legs wide this time. Finding nice balance on your sit bones here. Flexing the toes up. Let's inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold down through the middle. So no judgment here on how far you can bend. I'm not that flexible and I'm a yoga teacher. We all just have different bodies, and as PMDD warriors, I know you know that. You only work as far as feels right for you. And sometimes it changes depending on the day. We all know that too. Our abilities are not always the same day to day. Okay, let's inhale. Let's bring our hands over to the right foot, one hand on either side of the right leg. Head towards right knee. It doesn't have to touch, it's just where it's headed. Notice sensation in the bottom right leg. Bottom of the right leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hand over to the left leg this time. Breathing deeply here. Deep breath in. Exhale through center. Inhale, let's slowly slide the hands towards you. As vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly we come back up to a seated position. Wonderful. Okay, let's bring soles of the feet together. So this is going to be a little bit of a hip stretch here. So depending on how close your feet are to the body, it's going to be more intense stretch. So close, or the further your feet are, the less intense stretch. The closer your feet are, the more intense stretch. So again, balancing on the sits bones here. While we're here, let's give our feet a nice little massage, a little bit of self-care. That's sort of what we're aiming for in this menstrual phase, right? We deserve that self-love, even if you don't feel like it. I know you might not feel like it, but you truly do deserve this time to love on yourself. Okay, so from here, let's have a nice straight spine, pressing the heart forward. Let's do some little circles with the neck here. One direction and the next. And then coming back to center. We're going to continue on with these circles, but we're going to be doing them from the hips. So the upper body's moving, lower body staying still. So if you feel comfortable and it's not going to make you dizzy, close down through the eyes. If you prefer to keep them open, that's okay. And then I want you to start making the smallest circles you can, like a spiral, and then we're going to make them bigger and bigger on each rotation. You can place hands on the knees if that feels better, or grab the toes, whatever feels right. And sort of just massaging the pelvic bowl with your upper body here. This will definitely help with menstrual flow, I'll tell you that much. You might even get the head in on this movement. When you've gotten as big as you can go with your circles, pause and change directions. And now we're spiraling down and inwards, coming into our center. Smaller and smaller until you reach your center. Wonderful. Okay. So from here, where are we going? Let's do some yogi squats. Okay, so some people find this is a little bit tricky, and if you have yoga blocks, I recommend them. Or if you don't, you could use maybe some Kleenex boxes if you don't mind squishing them a little bit, or some textbooks or books or something like that. So I've got my 2 yoga blocks here. I'm going to put them a little bit towards the back of the mat, and I'm going to stand in front of them with my feet about a little bit wider than hip width apart, toes pointing on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to inhale my arms up and overhead. I know you can't see my head, but that's okay. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Then I'm going to bend my knees and slowly sink down, 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 down. This might be difficult, but I'll give you an alternative if this is a little bit too tough for you. Sinking down, down, down until my bum reaches those blocks, and then my elbows are pushing my knees out a little bit. So this is option 1 to get into yogi squat. Yeah, it's a little bit tough. The other way you can do it is to begin in sort of a like a froggy sort of position. So our feet are in the same position, hands are on the floor, and then we just drop the bum down onto the blocks. So if the first way was tricky, totally fine. This might be a little bit easier. Or if you are starting from this position, one hand forward, one hand back, roll yourself up. So choosing sit on the blocks if you like, or if not, totally fine. We're using our elbows to press the knees out and away from us a little bit. From here, let's plant the right hand down. Bring the left arm to push out the left leg a little bit, opening up that hip. You can extend the right arm and the left arm coming into a little stretch here. If you'd like to a little bit more challenge, you might bend the left arm around the right leg, bring the right arm too, coming into a little bit of a bind here. I'm clasping my hands behind the leg. If not, that's fine. Whatever feels good for you. Coming back through center. Let's plant the left arm down. Right arm presses open the right knee. We can straighten it out if we like. And again, if you'd like to attempt that little bind, go right ahead. This is a great pose for menstrual flow. Out with the old, in with the new. If you'd like to challenge your balance a little bit, you might roll forward onto the hands and then walk the feet together. So toes are a little bit far apart, bouncing on the balls of the feet. Heels are together, knees are open. Bring hands to heart center, bouncing on the toes, and a bit of a froggy squat here, if that feels good. You might balance your hands on the knees. You know, whatever, just experimenting here. Okay, let's come back down to the mat in a way that feels comfortable for you. All right, so we're going to head down towards the mat in a reclined position. So let's place our feet on the mat. You can sort of walk down onto the forearms, walking your lower back down as well. And let's draw the knees to the chest here. Maybe rolling through the feet a little bit. Rocking from side to side, massaging the low back. Here comes that self-care again. Massaging the low back into the earth. Maybe touching the toes down towards the mat and then in towards the chest, just really massaging that low back. I get terrible low back pain during my period, so I like these sort of massaging exercises. Beautiful. Okay. So let's drop the feet down towards the mat. Bring toes together, open the knees, coming into cobbler's pose. So again, if you need some support here, you might place pillows underneath the knees, or you might place an extra pillow underneath the low back for support if you like. We can take the Yoni Mudra here, so bringing thumbs together, pointer fingers together, making sort of a triangle, which goes upside down over your womb area here. Or if you'd like more of a spinal stretch, you might bring the arms up and overhead. You can bring the hands together in sort of a steeple position if you like. Beginning to wind down our practice now. And again, just tuning into that idea of out with the old, in with the new. What sort of thoughts and experiences and sensations from the last cycle would you like to send out? And what experiences and sensations and emotions would you like to bring in? That's what we can consider as we're lying here in Savasana. Again, if this hip stretch becomes uncomfortable, you can feel free to send the legs out long. Or what we might do is a little side to side stretch. So what we can do is keep left leg out straight, bring right leg in, like bend the knee. And then drop the right knee over to the left side, but you can straighten out the right leg if you like. Coming into a little side stretch, spinal twist. Head looks over the right shoulder as your right leg is over the left side of the mat. Just lying in Savasana if that's more comfortable. If you want to do your other side, coming back to center, bending left leg, tipping over to the right and extending that right leg out. Head looks over to the left. So opposite head and opposite leg directions. And when you feel ready, coming back to center. Taking a deep breath in. Long sigh out. Concluding our practice. Just letting the mind go blank. And if it does wander, just returning back to the breath, into sensations in the body. Let's roll over onto one side. Okay, let's press up to a seated position. Bringing hands to heart center. Thank yourself for taking this time for you. So important and so well deserved. Thank you for taking this time to practice with me. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. You are a true warrior, and the fact that you're here is proof of it. So thanks so much, and I will see you soon. Hi, me again. I'm hoping not to interrupt your Savasana. I hope you are enjoying your post-practice bliss. But I just wanted to come on and say hello and thank you again so much for spending this time with me and taking the time for yourself. I would love to hear your thoughts on how this practice went. Did you find it challenging? Did you find it easy? Did you find it enjoyable? I would love to hear your feedback so I can integrate that for future yoga videos. Hit the like button if you enjoyed and share with your PMDD friends. If you subscribe to my channel as well, you'll also get updates of more yoga videos and more videos on PMDD, mental health, all that sort of goodness. And if you'd like some extra freebies, more resources, yoga, etc., and a nice community of PMDD yogis, you can join my mailing list below. The link is down there too. And you can join us. There'll be a weekly email every Friday that will have all of the sort of content that I've put out throughout the week, and also something free just for my email subscribers. So that's usually a yoga class or some sort of resource, especially made with love just for my subscribers. I also have a Facebook group that you can join if you'd like to connect with other PMDD yogis as well. That's in the link down there. So if you see the value in practicing yoga for your PMDD, I would love to have you in my upcoming online course. It's called the Dysphoric Yogi. It's a 6-week online course that is full of full-length yoga classes, meditations, lectures on what's going on in your PMDD cycle and how PMDD relates to the world around you. We'll also meet live once a week to discuss sort of our experiences and have a little bit of peer support engagement. And all of this will be designed with PMDD in mind. There'll be journaling exercises, workbooks, an exclusive Facebook group, and tons of value-packed free content that I will also throw in there just for you. My goal is to empower you to speak up for yourself and make your needs known so you can get those needs met with your friends, your family, your workplace, and your medical team, because PMDD is really hard to live with and you deserve all the support that you can get. So I would love to offer you my support in your journey. So please check out the Dysphoric Yogi. If you join my mailing list that we discussed earlier, you'll be the first one to know about the release date for my course. So I would love to see you there. Don't forget to subscribe so you have access to the other 3 Yoga for Your PMDD cycle classes, and you can save them for your next cycle. Again, thanks so much for being here with me. I appreciate it so much, and I would love to hear from you. So let me know in the comments what you thought, and let's connect.